exercise the municipal services of Karachi. So, having said that, there was a lack of public trust on government, leads to have no sense of ownership and sense of participation. The city which I inherited 3 years ago looked to me like that we have just got an independence, or we have just come a very heavy war, because whatever I was trying to just look into, it was all destroyed. That people and kids used to drink contaminated water in Karachi 3.5 years back. And this is not the rural areas or undeveloped areas of Pakistan. I'm talking about the city which is the most important city in the region, because we generate 68% of the whole country's revenue. And we don't keep it to ourselves, we share it with the whole nation. And then we ask for our own share from the federal government. So this was the city's condition at that time. So we came up with a very simple vision there in Karachi. After having known all these problems and facing the problem, that I and my team have come up with a simple vision. And that was that we want to make life decent for a common man who lives there in the city. We want to make life decent for each and every soul who lives there in Karachi. Since then, I and my team have worked day and night in order to bridge the development gaps between Karachi and other development mega cities in the world. Knowing the potential and potency of Karachi, I have no qualm saying that we can attract, and we are attracting businesses from all over the world. Since my city offers fastest return on investment, we have got a huge number of people, skilled and non-skilled labor. We have got the population of 170 million people living in Pakistan, that's a market. We have got the population of 18 million people living in my city, that's again a market. And we have the surrounding neighbors, gateway to Central Asian countries, Afghanistan, Iran, and the Middle East market we can target right sitting there in Karachi. So that was our target, that was our attributes, and we just marketed and started the development of Karachi. So all we needed actually the peace, stability, and the world-class infrastructure in order to attract people there in Karachi. After having a nice and wishful vision and intention, ladies and gentlemen, these intentions and these words don't serve the people of any area. So we believe in action, and we believe that action must speak louder than word. And that's where we started. That we have spent 30 billion rupees, $500 million, just to fix the water and sewage problem. We have built underpasses, flyovers, road infrastructure all over the Karachi. There was a time when people have started telling me in my first year that I have almost dug up the whole city. And I've just made the life miserable for each and every one. But I didn't have a choice and option. I had to do it. Because to establish the water system and the service system and road infrastructure, you have to dig up something to build. So at one time, I could not wait for projects to come one after the other, because we had to face the challenges over upcoming. We had to clear the backlog of the last 60 years. And we have to keep abreast with the world's technology, with the world's pace. So Karachi is an international city. We were not targeting to compete with any other cities of Pakistan. We were competing with other cities in the world. So that's how I had to do everything together, and that's where we started digging up the whole city at one place. But as I have said, that action must speak louder than word. People had some question on it. People have seen the development there in Karachi, that one bridge, one flyover used to take 8 years and 11 years in the history of Karachi. And that's what they thought. They're going to take 10 years or 11 years to be rebuilt. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm proudly telling you right now that, for instance, we have conceived a project called Signal-Free Corridors. Since we did not have the mass transit system, and mass transit system is an expensive affair, it's billions of dollars of project. Therefore, we did not have money as a city administration. So we conceived that all the mass transit system project and handed over to the federal government. and we're still waiting to get some help from the federal government. But in order to make life decent and not wait for the federal government's response, we started doing something there in Karachi, and we came up with an idea, and with a very unique ideas to develop signal-free corridors for the people on a very congested areas of Karachi. And I'll give you one example of signal-free corridor 1, which we conceived, and that consists of 3 huge flyovers and 3 huge underpasses in a row at one time. There was a history in Karachi that one bridge used to take 8 to 9 years, or 11 years. There is history. We conceived 6 mega projects in a row, 3 underpasses, 3 flyovers. We started the work day and night, and we completed and made it operational in 8 months' time. And soon after completion of signal-free corridor 1, we provided actually the vacuum of 13 kilometers of the congested area, made the signal-free. And soon after completing the signal-free corridor 1, we conceived signal-free corridor 2, that is 25 kilometers of the whole stretch. There we conceived 5 flyovers interchanges, big flyovers interchanges, and 1 underpass. And we made again in 1 year time, we completed the signal-free corridor 2 as well. And 5 flyovers and 1 underpasses were completed in a row at one time. When it comes to the basic health facilities which government provides, which the district government, which my government provides to the people, I'll give you an example. There's a hospital called Abbasi Shaheed Hospital there in Karachi. It has got 900 beds there. And every day, just 2 years back, the outpatient numbers in Abbasi Shaheed Hospital, there were only 220 people average used to come in that hospital. Today, after 2 years, if you go to that hospital, there are 5,500 average people coming every day in that hospital. Why is this so? Why people are coming in this number today, ladies and gentlemen? Just because when they used to come 2 years back, there wasn't any basic infrastructure as far as health facilities was available. No doctors, no paramedics, no medicine were available. What today Abbasi Shaheed Hospital and my hospital offers, we offer the world's class, best infrastructure, best health facilities in actually almost no cost. I'll give you an example. There's an equipment called ventilator. Ventilator is not available in anywhere in Pakistan's public hospital because that's an expensive affair. The only private sector hospitals have those ventilators there in Pakistan. And 1 day charges for 1 ventilator for 24 hours. You have to pay 20,000 Pakistani rupees, that is 250 US dollar. And you'll be surprised to know that we as a government, city government in Abbasi Shaheed Hospital, we have purchased about 28 ventilators from France. It's all new ventilators. And you'll be surprised to know we are just charging from a poor man just 5 rupees a head. That is just 7 cents. And there 28 ventilators are being operational. Those people who are there on that ventilator, the poor people, without any cost, they would have died by now because they can't afford to go on the ventilator and giving that 20,000 rupees per night. But when we talk about the education system, ladies and gentlemen, there is a need of paradigm shift in our education department, in our education system. And I believe that government can't do this job and government doesn't know how to do this job. That's why there was a need to contact private sector. So I have been to each and every door and knocked the door to the people who understood the education and wanted to turn around the education system in different parts of the world and in Pakistan as well. Now we have got a very cohesive kind of relationship with the private sector. I'm spending money on behalf of government. They are under their advice, under the private sector advice, and under their guidance as a private-public partnership, we are turning around the basic education system. They're in control. In my jurisdiction, there are 3,500 schools there in Karachi, and we are turning around all the schools there in Karachi. Now the quality education is coming out from those schools with the help of the private sector, and that has never happened before. That government had gone to the private sector there in Pakistan and got the participation from the private sector. So I'm really grateful to those private sector as well.